I'm so excited you guys are joining me tonight. For those that don't know who I am, my name is Wendy Lee from CreativeLeeYours.com, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US. Yay, yay, yay. All right, so I'm going to give it just a moment. Give people time. I'm looking over to the side because I have another screen up so I can see Facebook. I know Facebook's a little crazy sometimes. So hopefully I can see. Yay. Oh, good. Susan's here. I see Susan. I think Kay was in here just a moment ago. I've lost her. She's here somewhere, I think. All right, perfect. So please introduce yourselves if you haven't already. I will go back through the comments in case I miss things as they scroll through. But let me explain what we're doing tonight. So the whole point of gathering is to share my love or our love, right? And joy, really, of paper crafting. I love it, love it, love it, love it. Love it so much that I do this as my full-time job now, right? I find it super relaxing, so fun. You know, when you're crafting, you have those natural endorphins that are releasing. It just makes you happier, right? It's true. I think it's a scientific proven fact, right? All right. So my favorite thing on paper crafting is that you get to share this joy with others simply by sending a hand stamp card in the mail. Who doesn't love to get a hand stamp card in the mail? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So let me tell you a little bit about myself in case you don't know who I am. Again, my name is Wendy Lee. I've been a demonstrator for 18 years now, and I'm married to a super wonderful and supportive man. 32. I shouldn't do that because I can't remember. I think we're on 32 this year. I have 2 grown children that I'm very proud of. And I have 2 adorable grandbabies. So one is 5 and one is 15 months, I believe. All right. So what are we doing? So normally what I'm doing tonight, this is kind of like our version of a home party online. And I would typically have a host. They would invite their friends. I would come in, teach paper crafting with the best products that there are out there, which is Stampin' Up! In my opinion. The host would keep all the samples I make, and then they would earn rewards off of the orders placed at their party. So tonight, I'm the host. I'm going to give back some of those rewards, or all of those rewards to you guys as part of the ordering special. So that has already been posted. You have links to the catalogs, the ordering special, and there is a special host code that you will need to use to take advantage of the ordering special. Now, if you need any help, any assistance, let me know, and I'm here to help you. All right. Get your catalog. You want some sticky notes, maybe a little notepad, so you can take notes as I show you fabulous projects and products that you might want to add to your list. Now, you're also going to see a post for a door prize form. I believe that is already posted. Let me look and see. Oh, good. We have more people streaming in. I see Marilyn and Ginger and Jean and Sharon. So glad you guys are all here with me. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So, all right. So again, I've posted links to the catalog. So the annual catalog is new. It just started in May and jam-packed full of fabulousness. And that's what we're going to use tonight is some brand new products from the annual catalog. And then you're also going to see a link to the mini catalog. It is the January to June 2022 mini catalog. And there's a last chance list. So that is getting ready to go out at the end of June. So there's only 1 week left to take advantage of all those specials and get those goodies. So again, those are out there. But if you need catalogs, let me know. And I can drop some of those in the mail to you as well. I didn't post it, but we do have a new catalog starting July 1st. Which will be our July through December mini catalog, and I'm mailing those out currently as well. So again, if you need one and you don't think you're already on my list or you're not sure, let me know and I can get one out to you. So what I'd like to know is there anybody that's joining me tonight that has never stamped before? First question. Second question is, if you've stamped before, have you used the die cutting machine? Stamp and Cut and Emboss. Could be anybody else's die cutting machine as well. A Big Shot, maybe you've got a Cuttlebug, or I know there's all kinds of different ones out there on the market. But if you've die cut and you know what die cutting is, leave me a note. I want to find out where our skill level is in my audience tonight. Are we new to stamping? Have we been stamping for a long time? Are we all avid stampers and we know all these great tools? And it will help me kind of gauge what we're doing tonight. So, hey, Nancy, hey, Kay, so glad you guys are here. Awesome. All right, I'm going to switch the camera over and we're going to get started on projects, but don't forget to leave me a note because I will change up how I'm talking a little bit and maybe show some details that I might not normally show if we've got some newer folks here. I don't want you to miss out on anything. I want you to understand what's going on. So I'm here to help. Yes? All right. Let me switch this camera over if I can find all my stuff. There we go. All right. So what are we doing tonight? Oh, hey, Amelia, a long lost Amelia. She's not lost and she's not long ago, but haven't talked to Amelia in a long time. So I'm just, fun to see some familiar faces I have not seen in quite some time. All right, so Marilyn, you have used an embossing machine before and you've been stamping since 2004. Awesome. Jean, avid stamper with all the tools. Awesome. Perfect. So do keep leaving those comments. Let me know. I want to know who's here. Yes, Kay, avid stamper and love all your tools. Awesome. Perfect. Keep them coming because I want to make sure I know, really where we're at here with people. So if you're not sure what a die cutting machine is or what die cutting is, please speak up. All right, so I am focusing on the best butterflies stamp set and coordinating dies. These are so cute. And we're pulling in the Butterfly Kisses 6x6 Designer Series paper. So this is all part of a product suite. Let me grab a catalog. Let's see if I can find one. Did I have it prepared? No, that would have been good, right? So this is all part of the Butterfly Kisses. Let me find the page. In my mind, I knew exactly where it is. We'll see if when I get there. Yeah, okay. So this is all of the Butterfly Kisses product suite. And it's got bold, bright colors and these super cute images here. So, and then we've got some embellishments, which we're going to pull in as well. Oh, Nancy, you're not seeing me? I switched the camera, so hopefully you can see my screen, the projects, right? Sharon, also an avid stamper. Awesome. So Nancy, you might need to refresh your screen if you need to, but I am not showing my face right now. I am showing some of the products we're going to be using. So, all right, hopefully you can get that worked out. Let me know if not. So when I first saw this, especially since it seems like most of us are avid stampers that are on with me tonight, which I totally understand. I'm definitely an avid stamper as well. I like lots of layers. I like lots of texture. I like techniques. I like more involved cards. I'm not really a simple stamper, although I will do some simple stamping. So when I first saw this product suite, I was like, okay, we've done butterflies before. And I wasn't going to get it. And then I decided, oh, I think I'm going to get it. It's really cute. I really like the paper. It's lots of fun, bold, bright colors. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I got this. If this is not on your list, I highly recommend you guys giving it a second glance, right? There's so many great things that you can do with this. I shared a project earlier in the week where we made these butterflies, all these lovely textures, into some bows. And we're going to do that tonight on one of our projects. We're going to turn it into a bow. So we're going to use butterflies. We're going to make bows, all kinds of great things. I love all the texture that we've got going on here. And then, of course, just such bright, fun colors and prints in this paper. So we're going to pull this in as well. All right, so I'm going to move these out of the way. Now, since all of you are avid stampers, I am not going to worry about showing you how to die cut, but if there is someone here that does not know how to die cut, please let me know. So this is the first project we're going to do. So I should back up a little bit. So normally when I do an online workshop, I will keep it pretty simple. So I will normally do 2 projects. And then I will keep them really simple, fast and easy so that everybody's successful. So when you have brand new people, it makes it really, really easy. Tonight, the projects I'm showing you, we're actually going to do 4. So we're going to go a little longer than I might normally go. And these are the projects that my team gets to make as part of this month's team meeting make and takes. So they have the opportunity to participate in the monthly make and takes and get packets if they'd like. And then they also have access to the written tutorials. Now, this is a little more involved than some months, but I felt like this was just such a fabulous class. And I wanted to share a little bit with my customers, kind of what we do in our team meetings as far as our make and take. So we do a card class every single month. So it's a 4-card class. Sometimes it's a 5-card class, so that I provide them with content that they can use for personal use or for business use if they like. All right. So here's the first one that we're going to make is this one right here. I love it. It's so cute. It's fun. It's bright. It's cheerful. And then we've just brought a little bit of the designer paper into the inside to add that finishing touch. So I didn't go too over the top, but wanted to add a little extra element to the inside. So Ginger, you didn't love it when you saw it, but now that you see me use it, you want it. Of course, that's how it works, right? We want to show you guys all the great ways that you can use the products so that you know what to fall in love with, right? All right, so we are going to start off with a 4 1/4 by 11-inch thick basic white card base. I'm going to fold this in half and I'm going to run my bone folder on the edge to give it a nice good crease, okay? Now I've got a piece of the designer series paper, so I've chosen this print here. I like all the small size of the print. Some of them are bolder, some of them have multicolor, some of them don't. So like this is pretty too, but I've chosen this one and I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to the front with my stamp and seal. Now everybody has a different opinion on which adhesives they like to use. I personally love stamp and seal. I am not a huge liquid glue fan, although you will see me use liquid glue often because sometimes it's just the right choice of adhesive. So I know there's a lot of people that prefer Seal Plus or prefer liquid glue all the time. You've got to use what makes you happy. I'm going to tell you the adhesives I'm using that make me happy and what gives me success. All right, next, I've got 2 little pieces of this green stripe. Love this. It's Parakeet Party is the color. And these are 1 inch by 4 and 2.5 by 4. Okay. Now I'm going to adhere these to my card front with dimensionals. I don't do that very often with designer series paper, but in this case, I'm going to, right? And I'm going to be a little excessive with my dimensionals. I could put 1, but I am going to go ahead and be a little excessive because it is a lightweight paper and I'm using it as a popped up layer. All right, so let's get these on here. I want to stabilize my corners. Whoops. And then, you know what? I'm going to put 2 on this larger piece. I know I probably don't need to do that many, but you know, whatever makes us happy. So if you guys have questions as we're going along, please let me know. I want to make sure I answer all of them. And I hope that you will give these cards a try. All right, I'm going to put that right along that edge. So I've got my layers crossing a little bit there. I like that. I like to kind of change that up. I think that's a nice way to look at the design elements. And let's see. So that's a continuous stripe if I do it that way. See, it's like it's cut apart. And I'm just going to line that up to the edge as well. All right, it's already adorable. We can stop and we don't even have to, right? All right, the next thing I want to do is my sentiment. Now, I've already done my die cutting. Now, you guys all said that you know how to die cut. So again, if there's somebody here that doesn't know how to die cut, let me know. But I've pre-die cut. So I've got this label right here. And I did this out of the potted succulents dies. Okay. So I love these labels right here. I use them often, pretty often. Yeah, it's a good die set. So if you don't have this one, might be one that you want to add to your list. Maybe not. It's up to you. Now I'm going to bring in a foam pad. Let's move our card base out of the way. So when I work with photopolymer stamps, which is what this stamp set is, which is the clear ones, right? So they're clear, right? They come in your stamp case and you have to have a block to put them on. What I love about these is that I can see through them, so I can kind of tell where I'm putting them, unlike the red rubber. But they don't have the foam in them. So if you're having any trouble stamping those images, putting a little foam cushion does help. I'm going to use Starry Sky, which is one of our fabulous new in colors. Just fabulous. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I'm using the foam pad on this because of this bold. These are such bold images. I want to make sure I get a nice stamped image with that. Woo, so pretty. Love it. Love it. Love it. Now, if you are loving all the new in colors, I do have an in color club going on right now that you could join. I think we've got a few club members in the house. So it gives you a nice way to kind of spread out your purchases, join the club, and you can get some extra gifts that I've got in there too. So I believe I've got some information posting on that, or you can always find things on my website, CreativeLeeYours.com. And you will see that under my events area. All right, so I'm just popping this on with some dimensionals. Now, if you don't want to do all the popping of the layers like I've got them, you don't have to. I like lots of height and dimension, and I am not afraid of adding an extra little postage stamp if I need to mail this. But if that drives you nuts, you don't want that to happen, you don't have to pop up each of these layers. I just prefer it. I like it. Okay, next, I have got a scrap of white. Let's see if I actually have a measurement on this. I might. 3 inches by 2 3/4, approximately. You can use any little scraps you've got. Okay, so I'm going to pull in some white, and I'm going to bring in my Calypso Coral ink pad. I keep putting my card right where I need it to not be. I'm going to pull in 2 of these awesome prints in the wings. So if you are someone that doesn't die cut yet, you could do these stamps and fussy cut them out. You could do them without cutting them out as well. But if you wanted the extra 3D and height, you could cut them out with scissors. So that's what I mean when I say fussy cut. So you could really just cut them straight out with scissors and be fine. I like the dies. I won't lie. That's my thing. All right, so now I've got a scrap of fresh freesia. If I was going to cut this, I would cut it 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 approximately. And I've got 2 more of the prints, and I bring in my fresh freesia ink pad. I think these images are just so fun. All right, perfect. Now let's grab the dies. I hid them somewhere. I do this all the time when I go live. I think I'm going to put them someplace where I'll find them easily, and then I don't. All right, so this outline right here is going to cut this one. I've got this outline right here to cut this one. Cute. This little one here is going to cut out that one. And then this one here is going to cut out that one. So we'll just run that through the die cutting machine, and we will cut those out. I've already die cut them. I'm just putting things away so that I don't lose them when I need them the next time, right? I'm coming back, I promise. All right, so here's my little die cut pieces that I stamped and die cut to make my little butterflies. Fun. All right, so let's go ahead and build these. Again, I'm going to pop these up with some dimensionals. You don't have to do it that way if you don't want to, but I'm going to. All right, so I'm going to build this butterfly, and I'm going to start with the bottom portion of it. Now I'm going to lay it down lightly. I'm not going to push it all the way down really hard because I want to give myself a little space so that when I lay this one down, if I need to move it, I can. So we're going to put a couple dimensionals on that one as well. Love it, love it, love it. And we'll pop there. Cute. Do you guys like this? All right. Add a couple more dimensionals here. And on this one, I'm going to do the top wings first. And I'm gonna lay this down. Now I'm just watching to make sure I don't go outside the outer edge of the card base because I want to be able to put this in an envelope and mail it if I want to. Oh, these might be a little big. All right, so if that's sticking out, just tuck that in. Or you can clip it off. I'm just gonna tuck it in. It'll be just fine. So cute. I love that they're all wonky in shape, kind of fun, exciting. All right, so next I've got my centers to my butterflies. I've cut these out of Starry Sky. We're gonna put those right on. And this is where I'm gonna pull out my liquid glue. I told you I have to use it sometimes. I do. All right, we're just gonna lay this out. Cute. And one more. So fun. All right, we're going to finish this off with a little bit of the In Color Baker's twine. So this is the Parakeet Party. So this twine pack comes with all 5 of the In colors. So you've got the Parakeet Party, Starry Sky, Orchid Opulence, Sweet Sorbet. What am I missing? Tahitian Tide. That's the last one. Sorry. So we're just going to tie a baby bow. Hopefully I'm in camera. Did my little 2 loops. Got my little baby bow here. It's not very baby right now. I'm going to hold this knot and pull my loops in. Now with twine, you kind of have to be careful because it likes to twist on you because of the way it's made. Oops, making a mess. It's okay. Put that apart. I do need that. And then I'm going to get out my glue dots, which I also refer to as boogers. Apologies for that. That's a story for another day, right? And I'm just going to glue dot this right down on the corner there. Cute. I like it. Oh, good. You're going to use the butterflies in your granddaughter's scrapbook as well as making cards. Excellent plan. They'll love it. I think she'll love it for sure. All right. So when I cut this piece of paper, so this paper pack is a 6x6 paper pack. Let's see if I actually grabbed the paper pack. I sure did. So I wanted you guys to know this is a 6x6 pack of paper, right? Now I put mine in Ziploc bags just because. But one tip when I'm cutting these card fronts. So since this is 6x6, I cut it 4 inches and then I cut it a 5 1/4. And so I ended up with this little strip at the bottom. Why not use that, right? We can put that on the inside of our card and it just makes an adorable little finishing touch. So I'm going to take this little strip. So it's 4 inches by 3/4. And I'm going to bring my design to the inside. Now you could stamp some butterflies on the inside if you wanted to. You could add a sentiment to the inside if you want to. I'm leaving this fairly plain so that we've got plenty of space to write our sentiment if we want to. Now, do you guys decorate your envelopes to go with your cards? You should if you don't. Oh my gosh. So how simple and sweet would this be with the butterfly stamped in the corner? You could stamp the flap, or you could add designer series paper to the flap. Let's go ahead and add, let's see, we'll do designer paper on this one. Why not? Let me grab, let's see, what print do I want? I'm just fumbling through and seeing what I've got on hand here. You could take a print that you're already using on the sample, or you could do something different. I'm going to take this little green strip. It's probably a 2-inch wide strip. Let me double check. Yeah, it's a 2-inch wide strip. Now, technically, if I was going to cover this flap, it's a little wider than 2 inches. But if you come down a little bit from the fold line, granted, that's a lot from the fold line. It's really, you need 2 1/4. Maybe I should do 2 1/4. Maybe I should do that instead. Let me look. Let me see if I got another piece. Yes, you love decorating the envelopes. Yes, yes. Oh, good, 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 good. Good, good, good. I love that you guys are decorating your envelopes. I think it's a nice touch. The one thing you have to be careful though, if you're going to mail this, you really want to make sure that it's adhered down really nicely, right? Because you don't want that coming apart while you're sending that through the post. All right, so let me bring in my trimmer. Now, you guys have the Stampin' Up! Paper trimmer. I love our paper trimmer. It's such a great tool. The silliest thing, the thing that's my favorite aspect of this is that I don't have to extend the arm to cut a card base, right? So it goes all the way out to 6 1/4 inches. Now I use mine upside down. I use this end, but I use it towards me, but you guys can't see that. So I'll turn it so that you guys can see it, but I like to use this end and I use it upside down because again, I like it towards me. I'm going to slide this in here. So you just lift this arm, slide it where you want it to cut. And then you've got both a scoring blade and a cutting blade. You just slide it and it cuts fabulously. But I love it. You've got an extender arm. And on the back, you've got your non-slip feet. You can lock it. I never do. There's a little lock. Well, at least I thought there was a lock. Maybe we took that off. That was the last one. I lied. Apologies. I never lock it, so I couldn't remember that it was there or not there. No lock on it anymore. Okay, so let me bring in my silicone craft sheet. Another must-have tool. Yes, Susan, I do use it upside down. Well, okay, and I'll explain that. So you can use it with the arm to the left or the arm to the right. I use mine with the arm to the left, which means technically all these numbers are upside down. And then I don't put my paper up here. I put my paper down at this end. So this is facing my chest when I'm cutting and my arm is over to the left. It's just a personal preference. It's just what I like. But yes, all the numbers are upside down when you use it that way. But it's what I prefer. Definitely what I prefer. I don't know why. I can just tell you that it is. All right, so I'm putting this on my silicone craft sheet because I want to get my adhesive really close to the edge of my envelope. And if I run off the edge, there's no problem because the silicone craft sheet won't stick, which is great. All right, so I went all the way around. I don't normally go all the way around on a layer, but when I'm doing an envelope, I want to because I want to make sure this is adhered down really, really well. I don't want any peeling up if I'm going to send this through the post office, right? So now I can just trim away the excess with my paper snips. So I'm going to just snip it straight down with my flap. And then I will do the other side as well, just straight along this edge. Now you can leave it like that. You can have the excess and it looks like that. Now, if these square corners bother you, you could get a corner rounder, punch, right? And do it, or you can trim it away. I'm going to go ahead and trim it away. Let me not totally round that corner. Let's see how well I trim. If you wanted that a little more round, you definitely could get out a punch. So super cute, small, fast, easy touch to add a little bit of the Coordinating Designer Series paper to the flap. Denise, you're an upside down girl too. Yeah, I don't know why. It just is the way I do it. All right, so now we've got one completed card. You guys like that one? I hope. All right, ready for the second one? I'm going to bring in the next one. I'm going to swip out some of my stamps here. Oh, upside down works great for left-handers. You know, Jean, it's funny. I don't know if Gwen is on here. So Gwen is my mom. And from what I understand, when I was young, I was left-handed and she switched me to right-handed. So, you know, back in the day, I'm kind of old, you know, it was hard if you were left-handed, right? You couldn't find scissors, you couldn't find all kinds of things. So, you know, she just switched me. So for a long time, I actually was a little bit ambidextrous, I guess you could say. But, you know, it's just how I do things. So some things I do left-handy-ish and some things I do right-handed-ish. Okay, so this next one, again, we're going to start with this 4 by 5 1/4 inch layer on our card front. So I've already folded this. So all of our cards are the 4 1/4 by 11 inch card bases. They're not all thick white, but the white ones are all thick white. Okay, and I'm going to use this fun stripe. Love the bold stripe. Granted, you could use this other side as well. How sweet are those? They're so cute. Love them. Love them, love them, love them. All right, so we're gonna put this one down. I don't know if you guys can hear. So my life is a little crazy right now. I have my daughter and her family are in transition. So they are moving from Virginia, which was about 4.5 hours away from us, to North Carolina. They're going to be in Reidsville area. So they're going to be about an hour away from us now. And I'm so excited, but we're in a little bit of a transition period. So they are going to be moving, but they don't close on their new house for a few more weeks. So I've got granddogs, I got grandkids, I got husbands, I've got all kinds of stuff going on at my house right now. All right, this white layer, let me flip and look at my cheater notes here. This white piece, dun, 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 is 4 1/4 by 3, actually 3 by 4 1/4. Sorry, I said that backwards. And I am gonna stamp the sentiment in Starry Sky. And again, it's a nice bold sentiment, so I'm going to use my foam pad underneath. I'm just going to stamp this towards the bottom. So gorgeous. Still that way. I didn't know if you were still here, Gwen. I just got busted, guys. Oh, you like the stripes? Yeah, Ginger, the stripes are so fun. I love them too. Okay, so of course, guess what? I'm going to pop this up on the card front. You could do it flat, but why? Why when you can use an entire sheet of dimensionals? Right? I love them. I don't think you can have too many dimensionals. I go through lots and lots of these. All right, we'll just peel the backings off and place these down. Cute, right? All right. Next, I used the Painted Labels dies. This has been around for a while. And I cut this, what I'm going to call the swirly image. There might be a more technical term, but I like that. I love to add little touches of vellum. It adds a softness and it's a nice contrast to the bold images in this paper. So I think it's kind of fun to mix and match that. So I like to pull that in from a design perspective. Now I'm going to hold off and not adhere this down yet because I want to put my butterfly on the swirl and then put this down on my card front. So I'm going to slide that out of my way. All right. And now we're going to work on this butterfly here. Now, since you guys are all avid crafters and have done die cutting before, you probably already know how to use adhesive sheets. But I'm going to talk about this for just a minute. When I am using intricate dies, so I've actually already cut these. So I've got my designer paper. I've got my detailed, that's for another project. And I've got a solid, and then I've got my stem. So I've cut out all of these from Calypso Coral cardstock. Now, that was the designer paper, and those are all Calypso Coral. These two images right here, because I'm layering them, so you can see here, I've got them layered on top of each other. Because I'm layering them, I put adhesive sheet on the back of the paper. So you can kind of see this, right? So the adhesive sheets come in 6x12 sheets, and I use them anytime I'm doing any intricate dies. Susan, are you talking about the butterflies or the one I did the vellum piece out of? So the butterflies are the Build a Butterfly dies. So I use these to cut out all these pieces. Now, when you get to these intricate dies, you're using the outline and the texture that goes inside it at the same time. Now, you could cut them individually, but I had no trouble running them through together, which is fun. Now, the die that I used to cut out that vellum, again, is the Painted Labels. So this is in the annual catalog. It's been in there a little while, a few years now. It coordinates with the Poppy Moments. I think it's Poppy Moments stamp set. So you got your poppies and your leaves that it will cut out, but it's this swirl is gorgeous. And then you got a great couple of labels and some other little, I love this little piece too. Adds a little fun scallopy edge. So yeah, Painted Labels. Yes. So hopefully I answered that for you, Susan. If it didn't make sense, let me know. I think I got you though. All right. Do you guys know how to use adhesive sheets? If not, let me know and I will show you. but I'm going to move on if you already know how to. Okay, so let me go ahead and build these pieces here. So first, I want to take my Wink of Stella. Love Wink of Stella. Adds a little shimmer to things. And I'm going to color this piece with some clear Wink of Stella. Let me get my silicone craft sheet back out. This way I can make a little bit of a mess, if need be. All right, so my Stella is not coloring great, so I can squeeze it and get some of the magic juice out. But I like to do it over a silicone craft sheet because if I squeeze too hard, which I did pretty good squeeze there, as you can see. If I squeeze too hard and it pools, then if I'm on my silicone craft sheet, I can use it as a paint palette and lift Stella off of it. Man, I went crazy on this. How awesome is that shimmer? You see it? So cool, so cool. So I'm gonna have to let that dry a minute because I got a little crazy. Oh, Marilyn, you've never used adhesive sheets. All right, let me show you guys how you apply them because I want you to know because they are one of my favorite things to use. All right, so I've got some cardstock here, right? So to apply the adhesive sheet, again, they come in 6x12 sheets. So like this, and you might notice that there's a little bit of a perforation that you'll see like there's rows. It's hard to see on camera. Let's see if I can get it. It never works when I want to try to do it. There it is. I got it on the back side. So you've got these pieces that you can peel away. So I actually, you can cut it however way you want to, but for right now, I'm going to show you a little strip. Let's see if I've got one. So it's a skinny strip that I've got here. And so you'll just peel the backing paper off. Now that's easier said than done because I really am taking this from the middle of the sheet. If you take it from where it's got those panels, let me see if I've got a piece with a panel in it still. It's not too crazy big. Nope. Okay, well, I'm just going to use this. Use my take your pick and see if I can kind of separate those. When you're on video, it's always harder, right? Nice. Let me separate this a little bit. All right, so that's my sheet that's not sticky. So my sticky's on this one. So you literally just put it right down on the back of your cardstock. I like to run my bone folder on it. That's going to give it a nice good adherence to your cardstock. Now you can take this and run this through your die cutting machine. Where's my dies? There we go. So I can take this intricate dies and I can lay this down and I can go run this through the die cutting machine. And then I'm going to show you what happens after you cut it. So now this piece was cut with the adhesive sheet on it, and I'm going to layer it onto this. So it basically makes it a nice sticker. So I've die cut it. I'm going to pull this backing paper off, and then this is going to easily adhere down into place. Now I don't have to get messy with liquid glue or fine tip glue, and that's all together. So that's why I like it. I really like it on intricate type of dies that would be difficult to adhere in place otherwise. So I hope that was helpful. Let me know. All right. I put my silicone craft sheet somewhere so I wouldn't make a mess, and I've buried it. There it is. All right, so my Stella's still a little bit wet, but we're going to keep going for the sake of time. All right, peel the backing paper off this one because I also put adhesive sheet on the back of that. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? Gives it a nice two-tone. Love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, let's stamp the center. So there's this cute dashed line. I'm going to stamp this dashed line right in the center of this little butterfly body. Let's see if I've got a scrap paper. I think I do somewhere. I've got a stack buried here. Oh, good. It was helpful. Yay. Okay. Definitely something I recommend giving a try. I do love it. If you don't use intricate dies, you might not find it as valuable. But if you use intricate dies, I highly recommend you trying it out. All right, perfect. So stamping that little dotted line, dash line, whatever you want to call it, right on the center of that little body of our butterfly. Okay, and what I'm not seeing is my detail butterfly in vellum. There it is. It was down in my envelope still. I found it. So I also die cut this little detailed. It's this one right here out of vellum. Super cute, right? So now we're ready to build our butterfly right on our vellum circle. So I'm going to lay this out first, kind of see how I want it. And then I'll start building that. Maybe come down just a smidge. All right. Now, of course, I'm going to pop it up. You don't have to, but I'm going to. You know, I like it. Perfect. And I'm just going to lay that right on that vellum. And we'll pop the bottom section as well. Perfect. Love it, love it, love it. All right. Now, I, again, like to mix vellum in if I can, because I think it's fun. Now, I'm going to clip off these little antennae, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to clip those off because I'm going to put this guy on. And so I don't really need that, but I wanted the wings. I wanted the center of the body. So I am going to add a little bit of liquid glue right here in the center, just to tack this down in place. So cute. So very cute. And now I can take this guy and add my liquid glue and build this center of this butterfly. Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So it takes a moment for the liquid glue to set. Good and bad to that, whichever way you look at it. And then I want to go ahead and put this on my card front. Now you could do it flat, the vellum flat if you want to, but you guys know me. I'm going to pop it up. Now the reason I didn't put the vellum down first is because you can see the adhesive through, as you can tell from the back. So I like to place my element on the vellum whenever I can, and then put the adhesive on where it's going to be covered. And then you're not going to have any problems having that show through your card. All right, so let's lay that right down on the front. So simple, but yet really cute, and lots of great layers going on. So lots of good texture going on. Could you simplify this? Sure, you could simplify this. If this is too much, then don't go to this extreme, okay? All right, let's bring in a little bit of the embellishment. So I'm pulling in the Fun Flower Resin Shapes. Cute. And I'm going to pull in just one of these baby flowers in the starry sky to match my sentiment. And I'm going to turn my little eye into a flower, little top of it. So cute. All right. And just like we did on the first card, I've got that little leftover strip, and I'm going to place this on the inside. We'll stamp and seal. We'll place that right down in. All right. Cute, cute, cute. Now, again, you could decorate your envelope with a designer paper. You could stamp a butterfly on the front, or you could stamp the whole flap. So cute. Oh, you like this one even better. Okay, yay. So hopefully you'll enjoy all of them. That's my goal. But it's okay if you don't. You don't have to like everything I do. All right, third card. We're doing pretty good, right? I'm 45 minutes in. Normally I do 2 cards, so I'm doing pretty good on time, but we got 2 more to do. All right, this is the next one. So changing it up a little bit. So again, we have got our card base it's 4 1/4 by 11. I did fresh freesia as my color. Oh, good. Denise, you like it too? Yay. All right, so this one, I want to bring in the dot image that's in this stamp set. And I am going to stamp a few dots on my card base. And I'm going to do stamping off. You guys have not done stamping off before. So stamping off is literally you ink it up and stamp it, and then you stamp it again without inking it up. So you end up with shades of color. Cute. So we'll do this again. Now, if I stamp full strength off the edge, I'm going to stamp it, ink it up, and then stamp off on scrap before I do my lighter image. And the reason I did that is because sometimes it will mess with it, right? So if I stamp this on an edge, it's going to leave that edge mark. I'm not saying that well, but hopefully you guys get what I'm trying to say. Oh, I've got a white layer that I'm put on the inside that I'm going to go ahead and stamp some of the dots as well. Actually, I'll show you what I mean. So if I stamp it off the edge and then stamp it again, see how it leaves that line? Two sides to every piece, yay. So stamp, stamp off. If I want to stamp another set, we'll just stamp off first. Cute, so it lets you go have shades of color by stamping off. If you've not done that before. My guess is you have all done that before, but maybe not. Maybe you're learning something new. You might have something that you haven't done before. So I'm going to go ahead and put this white layer on the inside. We'll go ahead and finish our inside first, just because I stamped it already. And then we won't forget our layer. All right. Slide this right down in. I do like to stamp before I glue, because if I mess it up, I can always flip it over. All righty, now designer paper. Let me get my cheat sheet so I can tell you the measurements. All right, so I've got 2 pieces of designer paper that are 1.5 inches by 4 3/4. Thought those complemented each other very, very nicely. And then I've got another piece that is 2 3/4 by 5. So it's wider and just a smidge longer. And so we're going to use these to build on our front of our card. And I'm just going to put these all flat. I know, it's amazing, right? And I'm going to do angles. I know this makes some people crazy, but it's what I'm doing. Kind of fanning it out as I go here. And then we'll put this one down straight. And kind of centering it. Yeah, I'm kind of looking and trying to get somewhat of even all the way around there. I don't know if that really matters. Do what makes you happy, really. Okay, next. Now I've got a scrap of white that I've already die cut the butterfly. So let me show you which one that is. So it's this butterfly here. Okay, and that's just in basic white. And I've got a piece. Let's see, this is about 7 inches. And then I've got 14 inches of the Sweet Sorbet twine. So Sweet Sorbet is actually not one of the colors that is in this pack. It's Calypso Coral. But when you're dealing with it in this aspect, it really coordinates pretty nicely. So you can kind of mix and match things. All right, so I'm going to take my twine. I'm going to make 2 loops, and I'm going to make my bow. I like to crisscross and pull that out. And I want a nice big bow on this one. So I'll mess with this just a bit. So again, twine will tend to twist on you. So you might have to play with it a little bit and turn it a little bit to get it to do what you want it to do. So got a nice big loop. Let's see how that looks behind our butterfly. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how that looks. Let's go ahead and glue dot that to the back of our butterfly, just to make sure we're all in place. So I'm just going to put a glue dot back there and attach that right there. See if you can see it. All right, so I got my nice big twine bow looped in. And then I'm going to take this fresh freesia ribbon. I'm just going to fold it in half and kind of lay it down on my card front here. So let's put a little bit of Stampin' Seal. I'm going to cover it up with that butterfly so it's okay. And let's put a little bit more so we can overlap these. Cute. And then now I can put this down with some dimensionals. Super cute. I might even be able to make those loops a little bit larger. All right, keeping that to the back. See if I can untwist my mess I made. Oh, and it fell off. Give that a little push. There we go. My hands are giving me a hard time. All right, So you could pull some dimensionals off the edge of your dimensionals here, or you could find some minis and use minis to put it down. I think I'm just going to use the edge here. And if it ends up too wide, it ends up too wide. I'm not going to worry about it. The other day it made me crazy because it showed on a project I was doing. Okay, I am going to cut off these humps a little bit. I said I wasn't going to worry about it, but then I did. I know. So we are going to, actually, I think I'm going to cut that in two as well and put part of it below the knot and part of it above the knot. I might have that too long. I do have that too long. I'll cut off a little bit more. Great. And then we'll just take off our backing paper. And we'll pop this right on the card front, right over that ribbon. So sweet. I love it. I love that subtle color that twine brings in. Kind of pulls out a little pop from that design right there. Okay, let's do our sentiment. So I've got a little strip of paper. It is 3 3/8 by 1/2 inch. Let's bring back in our foam pad and our Calypso Coral ink. So you guys loving this suite now that you've seen it? Were the butterflies on your list? Maybe I'm convincing you that you need them. Oh, I have a dog visitor. Okay, so we've got that stamped, and then we're going to put this right on the front of our card. So when I go to put this down, I'm going to put some dimensionals on the right side. But on the left side, because I'm going to go over the top of this butterfly, I'm just going to add just a little bit of Stampin' Seal, just to kind of tack it down. But I don't want to pop it up because that's already popped up. Oh, I forgot to pull the backing paper off. I do that sometimes. Do you guys do that? I've had cards where I was like, why is this not sticking together? So if you get one for me that's like that, I apologize. Sometimes you get a little excited and you forget to take the backing paper off. Cute, right? Kind of fun. I think it's fun. Still somewhat simple, but it's got some fun elements to it. Yeah, you didn't love it, but it seems useful. Yes, yes. Well, Susan, I think anybody can get good results. You just have to play with it and try it out and see what makes you happy, right? So I don't think it's just me, right? Okay, let's add a few little of those dots to our envelope flap. Why not? That way you can see stamping the flap and how I might do that. Let's bring back in my fresh freesia and my dots. I'm going to stamp the lower portion. I'm not going to stamp off on this. I'm going to go ahead and just stamp and get dots all over. Okay, now when I get to this edge, I want to fold this edge over because I don't want them on the front. And then this way I can go right off to the edge. And it looks like it was a printed flap. Hopefully this makes sense. Yeah, you wondered about the backing. See, Jean, you were supposed to call me out on that. Remind me. Okay, so now I have this adorable little polka dotted flap to go with my little polka dotted card. Cute, right? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, that was card 3. One more. We have one more to create. And this one, of course, I'm going to do a little bit of a fun fold. I like fun folds. If you guys don't know that already, my card club members know this. Yes. So I have a Forget-Me-Not card club. And this is a simple fun fold, but it is a fun fold. So cute, right? And so it's a split front. And so I've left the inside plain. And here we've taken the idea that I shared the other day where we're putting one of the wings and using it as a bow instead of using it as a butterfly. So you can change this up as well, right? All right, let me get to my cheat sheet. Otherwise, I can't give you measurements because I can't remember them off the top of my head. All right, so this is 4 1/4 by 7 1/4. and it's scored at 5.5. So 5.5 down. So this is going to create the top flap. Then you've got a piece that is 4.25 by 1 3/4. So it's the same as this top flap. Now you could easily cut this front and then just cut off the center section to see what you want that gap to be. Okay, so my width is 1 3/4. Now I've got some 1.5 inch strips of designer paper. So they are 4 inches long, 1.5 wide. We're going to go ahead and adhere these to our top and bottom panels here. I'm going to show you how we're going to put this card back together in just a moment, if you've not done this before. Yeah, simple and cute. I agree. You know, die cutting is not considered a simple card, although I think it can be. But if you haven't die cut before, then it maybe isn't so simple for you. All right, so we're just going to set that there for placement for a minute. So that's how it's going to go. We're going to slide that over, get that out of our way for a moment. Now, I have got 2 tags that I've die cut already from the TaylorMade tag size. And I use this largest tag, and I cut a white one and a starry sky one. And we're going to layer these on top of each other. Okay. So before I do that, I want to stamp my sentiment. It's got this cute little hey down on the bottom. We'll pull that in. You could pull out your foam pad if you want to. I think I'm going to risk it. I'm doing this in Calypso Coral, and I'm just stamping it. I'm going to stamp it crooked intentionally because I'm going to angle this tag. I know some people that would put over the edge. Right? Okay, so I'm going to adhere these tags together. I'm just going to run a little bit of adhesive on one side. I'm going to line up the holes on the top, and I want to offset them a little bit, right? So you can see one behind the other. Cute. And then let's take some of our twine. Let's see. Did I make a note? About 12 inches of twine. I'm just going to loop it through that hole. This might be a little longer. I don't know. Seems like 12-ish. I usually leave mine on the spool, but I must have been at the end of the spool when I did this. All right. Tie my bow. Cute. And I like the extra hang down, actually, that it's long and kind of sassy, right? Okay. Now this is how we're going to hold this card together. This tag. This is going to build our bridge between our 2 pieces. So the first thing I want to do is get the top down. So I'm going to put 2 dimensionals right up at the top. Okay. I'm going to put that down first. And I'm just looking at the angle. I want it to be, okay, I'm going to go like that, right? And then this, I'm just going to make sure it's lined up left to right and at the bottom edge of the back of the card, right? We're going to put 2 dimensionals on the bottom of our tag. Okay, take the backing paper off. That's the important part, right? So don't forget, I'm just going to check this one more time, make sure that placement is good, and I'm going to close the card. Now, that's going to adhere that together, and that closes it. Cute? It's kind of a fun way to do it. So you have a little window cut out there. All right, next, we are bringing in our layering circles. And I've cut the second largest circle from the designer series paper. So you could use any of the prints. I like that little small flower. I think that's kind of cute, a little sweet, right? And I'm actually going to put this down flat. So I'll just put a little adhesive in the center, and I'm going to lay that right on my tag. I want to make sure I don't get adhesive out on the outside because I don't want this part sticky, right? Okay, cute. It's so cute. I love it. Now you could put a butterfly on there. That would be adorable as well. But I wanted to show you another way to use your products. So I've got a little rectangle here. So this is 1 3/4 by 1.5 designer paper. And then I've got a little 1/4 inch strip of Calypso Coral cardstock. We'll add a little bit of liquid glue here. Whoa. And I'm just going to adhere that on so it kind of creates a little present. Similar to what I did the other day, my YouTube live. All right, and then we will put this down with some dimensionals. So it's excessive. I'm going to put 4 on there. Do you need 4? Probably not. But I'm doing it anyway. Nice and stable. Hopefully these are making sense. All right. Cute, cute, cute. And then I can just adhere my little present right to the front. And then I am going to take, I'm going to just clip one of these side edges of dimensionals. Put that right in the middle. Dimension my little bow on, which is a butterfly wing. Cute, 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 cute. And then let's grab one of our little flowers. Whoops, got to take the lid off to get that to work. I must have used a big one. Yep. Okay. Cute. Again, pretty simple. Not a ton going on, but it's got enough that there's some good interest here. Cute. And this would be another one that would be cute to put that designer paper on the flap, I think, if you wanted to do that. Oh, I think that, oh, let me see if I can find it again. That coral one that had those little flowers on it would be super cute. See if I can find that print. I may not have any left, but let's see. I don't want to take away from what the packets to send out to you guys. This is the one I'm talking about. So we use that on the front card, but wouldn't that be cute for the envelope flap? Cute, cute, cute. Love it. You could do stripes of it on the back or center it so you leave some of the white showing. That's cute too. I like it. Actually, I'm going to do that. Let's see what it looks like. Why not? Right? Okay. Now on this one, since I'm not covering the entire flap because it's a little too narrow, I'm going to put my adhesive on my designer paper and I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to go all the way across. It's fine. And then we're going to lay this down. See if I can leave some white top and bottom. So it looks like I intentionally made it shorter. And then we'll just clip away this excess. So you can have a little fun with the envelopes, change them up a little bit. That doesn't bother me at all, having that little peak of white, top and bottom. I don't think that's a problem. But it's cute, right? Coordinates really sweetly. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, what did you guys think? Did you like all the projects? I'm going to go ahead and switch the camera over. Well, I got to find a place to sit because I have loaded my chair, completely loaded my chair with everything that I was using. So let's see if I can switch the camera back over. All right, there you guys are. Yay. Oh, good. You guys are liking it? Good, 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 good. All right. I hope that you loved all of these projects. Let me grab them again, show you one more time. All together, right? Now, I'm not good at doing this. So hopefully I'm in camera. So we've got this one and this one. This one and this one. Did you guys have a favorite? So isn't it fun? So each month, my team, we get together. I do Zoom as well as a face-to-face option for the meeting for those that happen to be local. I'm in Pufftown, North Carolina, and we have the opportunity to craft together. So, and if you can't come or don't want to come, or don't want to get the make and take packets, you get the tutorials either way. So lots of fun. So if you guys have been thinking about, if you're not a demonstrator already, I know we've got several demonstrators on here, but if you're not a demonstrator already, I'd love to have you join my team. I will share some information. We'll post, I believe, I think that's going to post tomorrow. There'll be some information if you're interested, but if you want to reach out to me, I'm happy to answer those questions as well. One of the exciting things is that currently we can pre-order items from the upcoming mini catalog. So you can put those in your starter kit So that's kind of fun as well. So, but if you've got questions, let me know. All right. So I hope you guys loved all 4 of these. And if you want the tutorials, place an order using tonight's host code. That will stay open through Monday. If your order hits $50 or greater, I will send you in the mail the make and take packets, the cut kits to create these on your own. And you'll also get the All-Star tutorial bundle. This month's is the Heart and Home Suite. So that's fun and exciting. So you would get that PDF tutorial as well. That one is 12 tutorials, and that is a collaboration between 12 global demonstrators, and they are video tutorials, and the projects are really excellent in that group. We have some really nice projects that come out each month. So definitely worth a peek at those. So, all right. Let's see. Don't forget to fill out the door prize form because you're going to get a chance to win the cards that I made tonight. And if you'd like to have your own online party like we just did tonight, let me know. You can be the host, invite your friends. I'll come on. We'll do some projects together and have a little crafty fun. All right. If you've got questions, please let me know. Yeah, great. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I make no makeup at all, right? It's a hanging out Thursday. I got crazy at what I call vacation hair going on, right? No makeup. So I figure we're amongst friends, right? So I do appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me on your Thursday evening. I hope you had some fun, and hopefully you'll give these a try. They are just adorable and lots of fun. So, all right. Do let me know if you have any questions. All right. Thank you all and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. All right. Bye for now.